So, the folks over at Insta360, and for a lot of you that have watched my videos for the last little while, you know how much I use the Insta360 cameras. A lot of the vlog videos, anytime we travel, anything like that, when I'm outside a lot, especially if I want to be able to get multiple shots, especially if I'm on my motorcycle, I use one of the Insta360 cameras. I actually have 3 of them, the 1X, the 1X2, and the 1R. Love them, love them, love them. But I'm sure a lot of you don't or aren't aware that I've been also using one of the original Insta360 Go camera, or Insta360 Go. I'm not sure what they call it. And when we did one of our last out of country travels before the world turned into what it has become, I used that little Insta360 Go, which is it's like this tiny little camera. I was trying to figure out where I put it because I haven't used it for a while. Because it had some limitations. And the limitations, the big one was that it can only record like 30 seconds or a minute of footage, I think it was, at a time. It also only had 8 gigs of internal memory. So really it was a great little action cam, like point of view cam, things like that, for little short bursts. And for those that were doing, well, especially like Instagram shorts or YouTube shorts or stories or whatever they're all called, these were perfect because they were really, really limited. But Insta360 just sent me the Insta360 Go2. And this has pretty much gotten rid of the majority of those limitations. And this is the 64 gig version. So they have a 32 gig and the new 64 gig version, which they sent. It also now shoots not just 1080, but it shoots up to 2.7K, so 2.7 by 1440, not 4K, but 2.7 to 4K. Honestly, there's not a lot of difference, especially if you upscale it inside your software. So we're going to take a look at the camera, and we're going to take a look at some of the accessories that we got along with it. Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Now, as you guys can hear, I'm definitely not at full. I got some coffee here to help get rid of my little scratchy throat when that happens. And I wanted to put this video up today, at least this one, because, you know, a lot of people, budget-wise, the Insta360, like the X2, they're still fairly pricey, I'll say. Not that they're pricey in comparison to what else is out there, but they are still, Canadian-wise, you're looking at $500-600, possibly more depending on the kit that you get. Now, the 360 Go2, this one right now, I believe even in Canadian, is sub $400. And this is the big reason that I wanted to talk about this or get this video up now, because they have a sale right now. And I think Insta360 only has like 2 sales a year. One is like Black Friday and one is like their seasonal Christmassy type holiday sale, which is what's happening right now. Other than that, you know, you're paying full pop. Now, it's not a huge deal off, but about 10%, and 10% off of, you know, $400 or 10% off of $500 is $40 and $50, and that's better than a kick in the pants. So I wanted to make sure you guys, if you were contemplating, just realize this may be a good time. Now, on the other side of it, if you are buying this as a gift, you may want to get a little, you know, it's on the way card to give, because we're getting close to Christmas, and let's be honest, the chances of it arriving in time probably aren't great, you know? Yeah. So here's my box of goodies that came from Insta360. And we'll go through some of this stuff. I'm just going to pull it all out. They sent just a whack of stuff. I was shocked. They were like, hey, we're going to send you a Go2. Something's dropping on the floor back here. Anyway, they were going to send me a Go2, and I was like, that's cool. I'm down with that. Then they sent me just a whole bunch of stuff. Carry case. I actually have this same carry case for my original Go. which is probably why I haven't been able to stumble it. I bet you I just need to look for the carry case. That's probably where it's at. And a couple other cool things that I didn't even know were available with this. So number one, just to show you guys, this is the Insta360 Go, and you can see this. This thing is like tiny, right? And this is the, as far as I can tell, this is the new 64 gig version of it. In the box, you're going to have the Go, the charger, the charged cable, the pendant, easy clip, pivot stand, quick start. And if you just buy like, yeah, 64 gig right there, right? And if you just buy like the bare bones one, this is what you're going to get right here. Now, I kind of want to take a look and at least just show you kind of the, I'll move some of this around here. At least just kind of show you the actual camera, because if you're looking at, you know, let's say even like the Acaso 8, for instance, which is a kind of a budget-friendly camera, but you're coming in about 200, I think it's like $250, $270 US, I think it is. So it's still pretty expensive. And there's some features of it that this won't have, of course, but this definitely has some stuff that may put it up against or even higher. Or if you're looking at the new DJ Action 2, that's considerably more expensive, and this is going to be way smaller. And I've been watching some reviews that put those two against each other, and to be honest, the Go2 I think is a better camera for what you're buying. And then last but not least, you have, you know, the good old GoPro, and price wise, you know, I think you're really more putting this up against like a GoPro Hero like 8, maybe 9. The 10 is way more expensive. So again, depending on what you need, right? If you need the 4K, then of course that's where you're going to go. If you don't, then this is kind of better, especially in regards to stabilization and like horizon leveling. Look how tiny this thing is. Hey, that's it. That is just so awesome. Think big. I love how tiny these are. So inside here, I'm just going to peel that off. And that's just magnet, right? There's the pendant they have, which is smart in their packaging, right? They have the pendant behind this. So you just kind of pull that off like that. The pendant, which is in here, basically it's a necklace. So this is it here. You take the necklace, you wear it, and then when you want to, you snag this on like so. Put that down, right? You just pop this on. The pendant will go underneath your clothes so that you can hang it wherever you want. Now, the other cool thing about these is that these shoot, which a lot of people aren't aware of, they shoot really in a square. So it's really like a 2.7 by 2.7K, both horizontal and vertical. So because of that, you have so much stabilization data. Plus, let's say you have this on your shirt or wherever, and it's kind of angled up a little bit more, or it's angled down too much. You do have room to be able to pivot up and down inside the shot, because you have a square versus the standard widescreen, which super smart, really. So we'll just pop that there. It's so solid, and that's not coming off at all, right? And normally you and I are going to be moving side to side, but that's the one where you'd have the most chance of it sliding off because of the magnets. The chances of it popping off like this way, not very high. So super cool. I really like that. Plus there's your magnet pendant instructions. What else do you get? You get your little, this is the little case. Plus this, supposedly, if I'm correct here, this, how does this come off? I don't know. Does it slide out? I don't even know how it comes off. This maybe just, yeah, it slides off like this. And what's cool about this is that this really, I think, just like sticks to anything. So if you had like, well, I don't even know how it works. I'll have to play with it. But everything sticks in here, so you can take this when you're ready, you know, just kind of snap it in there, stick that wherever it needs to be. So well thought of. This is one of my, honestly, this is probably one of my favorite little tiny action cams. You know, I just think that they were completely outside the box when they thought about this, which I love. You have a hat clip. Check that out, right? So you can take this hat clip, and if you're me, for instance, depending on how you want to do this, you can just kind of put your hat in like so, right? pivot that, right? So you got that pivoted. You can put it above your hat or below your hat, depending on how you want it. So you could be like, nope, let's put it this way. We got that. You guys are seeing my messy hair. Awesome. Put that in there. And now you got a sweet, that's a sweet deal, right? You know, there you go. Move that however you want. And again, this doesn't even have to be straight. Who cares? Because it has horizon leveling and it'll do all that goodness to get it the way it's supposed to be. So smart. You know, I review or take a look at a lot of different cameras, and by far, this is the camera that this year has really just, I was like, wow, that's really quite ingenious. And this is your charging case. It looks like an Apple AirPods charging case, right? So you got your little tripod, USB-C, little hinge, and this opens. This goes in here to charge, and you guys may be able to see that. Press to connect. This is actually like a little remote, so you can hold that up, do what you're doing. Once you get it back to where you are, you got little tripod legs to sit that down on the table. So smart. They in my opinion, they totally hit a home run. And then of course we have the little charging cable. So good, so good, so good. And then you have manuals and stickers probably and stuff like that, whatever. Cool. What else we got? Lens guards. Yes. So these have little lens guards that you can put on them if you want to have something to protect this lens from scratching. Now, what's cool about these two is that, as far as I know, this can just unscrew. So, you know, your lens is protected. This is a guard, but we've got some extra ones. You just kind of put those on. Voila. So if you scratch this, you can just get these. Or shatter it, because it's got a little bit of protection. Protection is good. Protection is good. Lens guards. You want those. Those you want. For those of us that are really gonna get into that, because you can take photos and stuff like that with this as well. Check this out. A little 4-pack from Freewell that are ND, what is it? ND 8, 16, 32, and 64. So again, just like the actual lens protectors, you just unscrew the actual lens protector and you pop on an ND filter, so you can get exactly that look that you're going for in bright light. You can get that aperture down, so you can bring the shutter speed down so that you can get those nice like 1/150th of a shot and things like that, just to get that nice little motion blur going. Right? So thought out, because how many action cams do you and I have that, you know, if you scratch your lens, so be it. That's it. You're kind of done. That's it. And then last but not least, you do get the little mount adapter. This is the mount adapter that we have, and this is going to basically, you get your tripod style, and you get some different GoPro style cases. So as it says here, magnetic screw mount, magnetic prong mount, action mount, and then you get your thumb adapters, flat base, and curved base. So good. You get your Insta360. This is your selfie stick, the one that in the 360 cams, when you use this, of course, this is the one that will disappear because of the way that it's shot. Same stick, but you can use it with this, same idea. Now, of course, this would have to be in this case, because it's the case, of course, that has the little tripod mount, which is what's going to attach to this. But same idea, right? You just kind of pop that in, stick this out, screw this into this. You can even angle it so you can get it the way you want. I think this is going to be a camera I'm going to use a lot. That's that. And then they sent us 2 motorcycle U-bolts. And if you have watched our motorcycle review of the Insta360 cameras, you'll notice that we use the motorcycle U-bolts a lot, because we can clamp them onto the engine bars, you can clamp them onto your handlebars, you can clamp them onto just about whatever. And even though they're motorcycle U-bolts, doesn't mean that I can't clamp these onto a shelf, or clamp them onto a tripod, or clamp them onto just about anything that U will fit around, right? So, very cool. Again, I wanted to just get this video out today because the sale is, or it ends, I think it's today or tomorrow. So if you're looking at one of these and you're kind of on the fence, you can save yourself a little bit of cash. Because who doesn't like saving a little bit of cash on a camera that you want to get anyway? Again, just realize I don't know if it'll get to your location in the world before Christmas, if that's what you're getting it for. But nothing stops us from writing a little note that says, hey, this is on the way, right? So very cool. I'll put links down below if you guys are interested in all of this. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos on these just so you guys can see how it works in the next week or so, because I'm still trying to get better, and I'd rather not necessarily go outside and get sicker. So that's coming. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little notification bell. Links again are down below to the Insta360 Go, to the 360 1R, the X2, and these are awesome. If you're looking at an action camera, make sure you put these on the list for sure. All right, guys, I'm out. Later.